can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no. Trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, no, no.
Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing all right. It's going to be a big day here today. We'll talk about the potential breakout here, the potential breakout for the NASDAQ, everything we've been talking about for the last couple of days here. Just give me a little bit of extra breathing room today. I made the mistake of taking a nap before I stream, and sometimes I do that and it works out fine. But you know when you take a nap and you wake up and you're even more drowsy than when you went to sleep? That's what's happening to me right now. So I'm in the process of waking up, and I've been in the process for like the past 45 minutes. So bear with me there. But we got a whole bunch of news today. Some good news about Bitcoin coming back up after a little bit of a dismal start to yesterday's daily candle. We're going to talk about Voyager, some commodity prices, and on top of that, what's going on with the markets and why the NASDAQ and the stock market in particular is looking like it also wants to make a move up here. Oh, here. You guys haven't seen Loki in a minute. Let me see if I can do this properly. Hello. Boogaboo. Yeah. Yeah. Right here. I'll give him a treat very fast, then we can get started on. We normally got to wait for people to come in here anyway. I don't think it gives the alert sometimes for a couple minutes after I even start streaming. There you go. There you go. Nice and gentle. All right. There we go. But I hope you guys all had a good day. I had a pretty busy one. I'm hiring somebody to make some templates for me for my thumbnails to help me out a little bit more so I can spend less time doing that, but also like tweaking them to make them a little bit better. So I'm pretty excited about all that. But let me move my camera back over here now that Loki is not on my shoulder. There we go. Okay. So yesterday, it looked like we might have had an opportunity to continue breaking down, bad, abysmal things happening, whatever you guys want to say. But it looks like throughout the night, we managed to hold throughout this morning. The stock market rallied up just a bit. And then from there, Bitcoin also rallied up and now on the verge of another breakout here. Now, depending on what chart you're looking at, this is the Bitcoin USDT chart. We haven't technically tapped on the trend line for a breakout. I believe if you guys use the Bitcoin USD chart, the US dollar chart, we actually did tap exactly on the trend line yesterday. So I think fairly soon, if we manage to break above the USD chart, we're also going to be breaking it above the Tether chart, just so you guys know. But, for this stream, I'm just going to be using Tether here. So just if you notice that the line isn't completely where it was yesterday on the other stream, that's why. Okay. And we've officially had that golden cross here at the middle of the night. And after the golden cross happened, we've moved up a little bit. Nothing major, but, the last time we had a golden cross, we came up a little bit, and that's what we're looking for this time here. So let's kind of go over some levels of resistance that I'd be looking at personally. The big one right here, well, there's two main ones that I'd be looking at right now, according to this chart. The first one over here, guys, is going to be this high, which is going to be 21,888. I think that might be our first pivot point if Bitcoin does want to do a little bit of a reversal here. And this is saying that, hey, we break out and we continue moving on. This is not going to be happening if we have what you might call a fake out, where we break out temporarily, then we get taken down very, very quickly for any number of reasons out there. The number one reason could be the NASDAQ coming out tomorrow being more negative and stuff like that. But we'll talk about the ups and downs of the NASDAQ, the positives versus the negatives. All right. Then after that, I think we have this Fibonacci level over here, but I'm just going to tie these into two different resistance levels. So the first of the two right here is going to be the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. After that, we're going to be looking at the Fibonacci level here. I just think by the time we actually run into this level of resistance, I think the 200 is going to be below the Fibonacci, and that's why I'm, kind of gearing them together as one at this point in time. All right. So Bitcoin's fine. Bitcoin's still showing strength. I know this breakout is going to cause a lot of people to kind of like think long and hard about if they're going to be buying in or whatnot, so to speak, right? So whatever you guys' plan is, stick to it. If you guys want to swing trade it, swing trade. If you guys want to day trade. Just make sure you guys are not going too crazy with this move right now. Still, don't get overexcited is what I'm talking about. Don't buy into any FOMO that happens in the market, et cetera, right? So far, we're holding strong. I mean, I remember starting the stream off yesterday, and we were already started going down. Everybody was like, oh, we're going down. All of a sudden, we're back up. So give it some time, everybody. This is going to be hard, like I said yesterday, but it's still in the realm of possibility. Now, one of the interesting things I was looking at about the NASDAQ here, because we're going to talk about the NASDAQ, and then we're going to talk about the dollar index. Both are kind of weird right now. NASDAQ's not weird. But you can see right now that the NASDAQ broke out temporarily today, just for let's call this 45, like an hour. And towards the end of the day, it got pushed back down below the breakout price, so it did not break out. What you'd be hoping for here, if you wanted to see Bitcoin have a larger move and continue on through the rest of this daily candle here, is you want to see the NASDAQ open up strong going into tomorrow morning, and then from there, keep going up. It's going to have to be one of those days where the Dow's up 500 to 800 points. S&P's up, a couple hundred, or not that much, but, up quite a bit, and the NASDAQ's all booming. That's what you're hoping for coming tomorrow from Bitcoin. The NASDAQ, or just the general market, actually. Because if we start, like the last time we tried to break out above this trend line here, if we get rejected again, there's a strong chance that we're going to be going down for a while, and that will kill the Bitcoin's breakout opportunity there, and we might not even break out for that to happen, right? So just be cautious of what's going on tomorrow. I think the majority of the big moves we see will most likely come tomorrow, although we may break out tonight. I think the majority of the trading activity, I guess you would say, is going to happen sometime during the early morning hours going into the afternoon of tomorrow. Now, one of the cool things here, let me see right here, CNBC. There we go. NASDAQ is up a little bit. Futures are kind of just unch. I wouldn't put much stock on it just yet. We'll have to wait to see. Let's see. Oh, this is actually some news here. Fed sees more restrictive policy as likely if inflation fails to come down, Minute says. That'll be interesting. One of the reasons that everybody's paying attention to the Fed right now is people, we have another rate hike coming out this month, as you guys know. People think that it's going to be the 75 basis points the same as last time, right? There's more talk now of either in August and this month that maybe instead of going 75 this month, he goes down to 50. And maybe for next month, maybe he just stays at 50 or he doesn't do any rate hikes at all. Or, He does, he just says 50 or 25 basis points. And the reason people are trying to price in, which is driving the market up right now, they're trying to price in less rate hikes, is because this month we'll know if we're in a recession or not. And we're going to have to see if Jerome Powell really, really, really is going to be as hard on inflation as he said he was. A lot of you guys will remember over the past few weeks as we kind of watch these meetings out, watch them live on the stream here. He talked about if there was a recession and high inflation, he was going to continue doing rate hikes, even though it would mean that bad things happen to average Americans, the economy, and stuff like that, to really get inflation under control. And that is an approach that's okay by a lot of people out there because, we still want inflation to come down. However, now we're thinking that, or now the market's thinking, is he really going to be that cruel in a way to curb inflation? Maybe, maybe not. And since those doubts are growing about his resolve to curb inflation in the midst of a potential recession here, will he actually not raise the rate? Will the rate hikes be going up by not as much? So instead of 75, will they be 50? Or instead of 275s, will it be 175, 150? Something like that, right? That's what the market's trying to price in right now, I believe. And if he does come around and he stuns everybody by saying instead of going to 75 basis points this month, we're actually going to go down to 50 basis points this month. That's what we're going to have to be looking at. And I think a good indication for whether or not he may change up his opinion here, is what does the core CPI numbers say? We're going to get those core CPI numbers, I think, on the 13th of this month. Gas prices have been going down. That is a huge part of the inflation problem within the United States of America, a massive one. And, a few weeks ago, gas prices averaged about $5 in America. I think now they're down to $4.80. Maybe today they are even less, but I don't know. AAA gas prices. AA gas prices. There we go. They're down to $4.77. Oil prices have over the last 2 days have dropped like 12% or so because of the fears of a recession. So the fears of a recession may actually help inflation because it's actually forcing people to say, oh my gosh, if the economy gets so bad and I lose my job, I won't have any money for X, Y, and Z, so to speak. So the fact that the Federal Reserve is actually pushing us in a recession is actually his job. That's what he's been trying to do the whole time. But that is starting to show progress on the inflation front here, which is a good thing. There's going to be pain by average Americans, whether you like it or not, unfortunately. So if he doesn't have to do as many rate hikes, that's going to be a good sign for the market to have a temporary boom, I would assume. Overall, I think a recession is still bad for Bitcoin. So any big moves that we see over the next few weeks or anything like that still doesn't mean that we're not going to come lower than the previous lows over here from last month of the 17,622 level. We're most likely going to fall back down below that over time. Don't get me wrong, but this could be a fun swing trade for you guys who have been longing for an opportunity to make some money. And, some of you guys don't like to short. I completely understand that, but this might be your opportunity to make some good money here. I think you're already seeing people online saying bears beware, shorts beware, we're getting ready for a pump. So I think you're starting to see the gears of social media start to say, you better start buying, you better start buying, you better start buying, yada, yada, yada. For now, guys, I would say patiently just wait for the breakout, or if you guys want to buy the breakout, if you want to buy before the breakout actually occurs, again, just make sure you guys have some type of steady stop loss. We have faced a lot of fake outs over the past few months. You guys know all about this. That's why about 39% of you guys right now say that that you believe it's going to be a fake out tied with the breakout crowd, and only 22% of you guys say there's going to be no fake out, no breakout, and just we're just going to get rejected from here and start moving back down. If you guys believe we're going to be breaking back down over the next few days, this is a 4-hour chart here, so give it some time. But I would say what you're going to be hoping for here, like let's say you open up a short at the resistance level, which is quite common, like buying support. You guys first want to see us break down below this 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and then from there close below the 50. But I think the big thing you're going to be watching right now over the next, let's say 8 hours, let's just say 24 hours, round it up. You want to see us hold above this 20 moving average here. You can see how large of a resistance level this was for us at the beginning. Even when we broke out above it, we still got slammed down. Then we had to do a larger attempt. Then we managed to hold, barely held here, came back up. I believe there was a double bottom within this 4-hour candle here. And now we're trying to make a move one more time here. And even within this move, it's an interesting run right now. But you could already see a little bit of weakness right here. I would say let's just try to stay above on the 1-hour chart, the 50 moving average here. That's what I'd be optimistic about. If we start falling down below those levels, then you start to say, are we really going to break out, or are we just going to have an attempt that we have to consolidate for a longer period of time, or we just eventually break back down? All right, a couple more things here. Somebody, I think it was Pinto Beans or somebody who said that. I want to give them credit for that, talking about something here. Let's see. Big Daddy, I like the name. Big Daddy said, it's a fake out. Bitcoin ain't going nowhere with the DXY this high. This has been very, very interesting, and I have it actually open up because I wanted to show it to you guys today. Now, you guys know I've been ranting about this for months, saying that we are going to go higher than this old level of resistance over here, back at the 103 level. We're already up to 107. Yeah, I guess a few days ago, you guys will remember I had the chart up, but it was just kind of a barely up on the month. Now we're starting to get chugging here, which is a little bit more concerning for you if you want Bitcoin to go up consistently. But I still think it's possible for Bitcoin to have a move up to, 22,000, maybe as far as 23,000 in a crazy day here. And that's only because of some of the economic data that's coming out this month that would give the market a little bit more of a big boom effect here. But overall, I think this does mean going forward that Bitcoin will go down below the 17,688 or whatever I said earlier, that level in the future here until this gets resolved. We've calmed down a little bit today, but I mean, as you guys remember, yesterday I was talking to you guys about the euro and how the euro had crashed against the US dollar. Just seeing how bad that move is. And it's still coming down quite a bit. So let me just go over to the monthly chart here so you can see some historical sense. The euro hasn't been this low against the dollar since 2003. And that's why you're seeing so much strength in the US dollar. And if you wanted to go over to the pound, right? The pound is rarely ever this low. The pound has dropped in value a lot, partly because of Brexit. That's kind of a whole other thing we're not going to dive into because that has so many... That's so complicated, guys. But right now, I would say the interesting thing about the pound here is you could almost think about this as a potential double top. And on the monthly chart here, what happens if we actually close below the last closing price here? Normally we go off of wicks, but Forex can do a little bit different. What happens if we actually close below this? Well, the pound actually dropped to around like $1.10 versus the dollar, maybe $1.05 or something like that. Something really, really crazy. It's something that I'm considering right now, and I don't know much about the England's economy, but I just started seeing more stuff on Twitter and social media over the past few days that everybody is quitting the government of the United Kingdom. Like, I think they want to force Boris to resign, and I think that's because the economy is getting worse. I don't know exactly the right reason. Maybe there's a scandal. Who knows what it is? There's tons of scandals in any political realm out there. But, if the pound crashes even more, which it's been going down quite a bit over the past few months, as you guys can see, Well, guess what? The dollar index is going to continue to rise here. And I haven't seen any movement by the European Union to really get their currency under control as well. So this is becoming more and more interesting, guys. I'm not entirely sure how this is all going to pan out, but from what I see, eventually Bitcoin is going to be coming back down. So just so you guys know both sides, you have an opportunity to make money pretty soon, I think, with Bitcoin going up. But eventually, you guys want to make sure you're not in that trade for too long, because I do think we're overall going to be coming down. I know Pinto said this might be an opportunity for a full-on reversal. I'm hoping you're right, but in order for that to happen, Bitcoin has to decouple from the entire market. And man, oh man, that's going to be a wild one. And what's also been kind of an annoyance for me as well, as you guys know, we've been watching the 200 weekly moving average here as far as the NASDAQ is concerned. Let me get rid of this trend line here for now. We still actually haven't touched it. I really just want to touch it before we bounce. What I was hoping for you guys and for me in order to make some easier trades here in this kind of more volatile market condition is I was hoping that just like in 2008 and just like in the 2000 dot-com bubble, you can see here on the weekly chart how we actually broke down below the level. Then once we actually came into contact with it, look at this. Nice bounce, beautiful bounce. Everything was just looking so much better, right? Now, I was hoping for that, or going back over here. Look at that. Just bounced off there for a few days and then rallied back up here. That's what I'm hoping for, because eventually, every time we bounce, we do break down and come back down pretty hard. Because I have that little bit of uncertainty, I think that does open the door, no matter how small it may be, that we have some type of events like, COVID or something like that, where we come down close to it, but we don't break down and we just maybe consolidate here for a while, and then we just break down out of nowhere. That's my worst case scenario, just because I like when history repeats itself, because it makes trading so much easier. Right now, again, like after this little bit of a boom we've had over the last few days, we are still about 8.5%, or about $1,000 for the NASDAQ, away from that 200 weekly moving average here. So, give it some time here, but at least we started to consolidate. And you are seeing the talking heads on CNBC and Fox Business start to say, well, we're going to go down in the future, but we think there might be a little bit of a rally coming up around the corner. That's what I'm hoping for right now. And at least right now, I think the majority of the people in the market and the talking heads on CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg and such, they're all saying things are going to get much worse down the road, but at least the market may cool off a little bit, going back to some of the rate hikes that we talked about, the recession fears, oil prices going down. How will the economy kind of adjust once gas prices start coming back down? Because that's going to be massive. And it's the 6th of July right now, guys. I still don't know exactly when Biden is going to that summit. I wish I had a date. I'll find it out eventually for you guys. But if he leaves there with a deal out of Saudi Arabia, that is going to be good news for us and good news for America. We're just going to have to we're just going to make some type of shady deal in order for that to happen. But I think Joe Biden can get it done. I'm hoping he can get it done. And then from there, one last thing, guys, is he also has the opportunity to go over to the oil executives. I know we talked about that a few times before, but I think, I forget what hold on a second here. I don't like to mix politics, as you guys know, too much here, but 538 polls. Okay, here we go. Joe Biden's approval rating right now is 39%. Wowza. Didn't know it was that low. 38, 41, 39, 40. Yeah, wow, yeah. Jeez. That's why I don't like politics. People don't like you. But he's at 39%. I think one of the ways he can get his rating back up there, so to speak, is if he does make a deal with either Saudi Arabia oil executives, or hopefully both, and that can really get the oil prices back down to better levels. And remember, even though we have been noticing that the oil prices have been coming down over the last few days, of course, look at this, U.S. oil coming down quite a bit. This is a 4-hour chart, as you guys know, but here, down like 12.5%. That's fantastic. Refinery, the process of which, oil is refined into gasoline, we don't have an extra refinery. We still don't have enough, refineries to refine all that oil into gasoline, unfortunately. You will most likely see gas prices continue to drop a little bit, but not as fast as they could if there was enough production on the refinery front, which is why I'm hoping that Biden can give maybe one more refinery. So at least on the other end of this recession, we can have a lot of cheap gas going forward. And I think that'd be, good for Bitcoin, good for crypto, good for the market in general here, for all of our pocketbooks. But okay, now Bitcoin's on the verge of a breakout. We all know that. Ethereum over here is headed for a level of resistance. This resistance level, if I go over here to the weekly chart, it's only been applicable so far from what I've seen on the weekly chart. You can see on the daily chart we've broken back above this once or twice, like once, twice over here. Only on the weekly chart has this actual Fibonacci level actually been a resistance for us. So I would think if you want to see some good news coming out of Ethereum this week, you really want to see Ethereum close above that $1,225 by Sunday night, all right? Because if we have a breakout, what's today, Wednesday? I don't know if by the weekend we're as happy about where Bitcoin is as we are right now, all right? If we have a breakout and the NASDAQ's only doing it short term or something like that, Bitcoin maybe only having a breakout for, I don't ever know, 2-3 days, unless the NASDAQ really gets churning here. And that's what you're going to be hoping for, unfortunately. And you can also see the level of resistance here for the 200 weekly moving average. Big news coming out about Dogecoin today that the Boring company, Elon Musk's company out in California, they're going to be accepting Dogecoin for payment. So that was kind of nice to see. It didn't really lead to too many big bumps today, I think. There you go. Maybe that was the bump right there. So far, Dogecoin is still consolidating, looking nice. But for me, I just want to see Dogecoin have a pop-up towards 8 cents sometime this week. If we can just break above that 50-day moving average here, we're so close, guys. I mean, let me just, right here, there you go. We're close. We haven't closed above this level since, closed above it, I said, the 28th of April. It's been a hot minute, and then we also have an opportunity for Dogecoin to have a golden cross here, which hasn't happened since April 1st. April Fools, right? So keep that in mind. There is an opportunity here. Rate hikes towards the end of the month may cause some problems, etc., etc. But there's an opportunity here. Whether you guys choose to take it, it's up to you. We will most likely come back down after this rally occurs. That's what I want you guys to understand. So this is going to be more of a short-term trade, a day trade for some of you, a swing trade for majority of you, or just something that you're like, okay, cool, I'm not going to trade it right now, I'll just wait. Or for you short sellers out there, you'll just be salivating, waiting for it to have a big boom so you could short it back down. All right. ADA, again, just like a lot of other coins out there, we're looking for a nice little pop. I'm enjoying ADA. I'm looking for this one to have a big move, trying to make it come back up to maybe 51 cents or so. And then from there, I'll see if we actually go above that. But I think ADA is primed to go up a little bit more as well. Ethereum Classic, same thing here. This one's going to be interesting, but I think we can break above the 20-day moving average as well. Last time we broke out above it, it did okay. I would assume it might do like a 2-day run, something like that. But the 50 is a little bit too far away for me to hope that it will go up to $18 or something crazy like that. XRP, same thing. We're seeing a lot of moves. Oh, that's the dollar index. STMX, we don't have to worry about. It had a massive pop-up here. Not entirely sure what happened on that day. It just probably got pumped up and, pump and dump type of thing. I sold a little bit, but I sold some here, bought it back down here. I didn't get the opportunity because I think we were streaming during that time. Sheeb's on the warpath here, guys. Sheeb is about to have a golden cross. Sheeb hasn't had a golden cross since, April 5th? And this is coming out of a reversal now. So, I'm optimistic for this one to have a little bit more of a boom. Maybe as far back up here to this 1228 level, but it's still a decent move, I think, ahead for Sheeb if Bitcoin can actually break out the NASDAQ, etc. here. FTM, let me just get rid of all this extra stuff for now. We don't need it. We're not going to need it. I'm just going over some generalized stuff here. We don't need that old resistance level there. Breakdown, okay. Phantom's on the verge of breaking out here. I'm hopeful that it can. I would have a price target probably up here towards 30 cents or so. Not bad, but, it's working for it. Matic still chugging. I like it. So, it managed to hold, guys, barely, but it managed to hold. That level of resistance, though, that I'm looking at right now is still at that 63 cent level. Matic can have a boom when it wants to. Watch out for the 50-day moving average here. And as far as all the other coins, let me know if you guys have any questions. I might be happy to answer them. But today, majority of our focus, obviously, is going to be on Bitcoin, hoping that we can have a breakout. It just seems like whenever we're expecting some of these larger moves here where we actually make a stronger breakout, so to speak, they tend to happen towards the early morning right now or just at night in general. We've seen so many different breakouts or such. Oh, here you go. I don't know why these charts are so different here. So you guys will see that this line on this 15-minute chart, we broke out for maybe a few minutes or so. On this chart, we never actually broke out in that time frame. I'm never exactly sure why that is. Let me go over here to the 4-hour chart very fast so I can see what's going on. Or are these on two different candles? Let's go to good old magnet here. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. There we go. Did that change anything up at all? Oh, okay, there we go. So we didn't hit it. Okay. See, the more precise, the more information you can get out of this little stuff. Let's go back over here to the one, though. There we go. Double click that. All right. But guys, we're close to a breakout. We're close to a breakout, and if you guys did want to make some trades, you know those resistance levels, probably around $22,000, $23,000 is where you guys are most likely going to scale out, even if you guys have altcoins or such. But have a stop loss. Have a stop loss. Have a stop loss, because there's an opportunity here where we break out sometime over the next few hours. Then you guys are forced to go to sleep. I don't want you guys being surprised by the NASDAQ potentially getting rejected by its trend line tomorrow. Oh, I deleted the trend line. Getting rejected by that trend line, and then Bitcoin dumping back down to 19,500 or something like that, where we have a 1,000-point drop. You need to have a stop loss if you're going to make this trade. If you guys don't have access to stop losses, I wouldn't make the trade unless you guys are going to be actively available at your computer, which means you guys probably are not living in America. You guys are probably living in the, you're part of the Korean audience of the channel, the European audience for the channel, the Russian audience for the channel. You're one of those audience members, because us in America, we are going to be fast asleep during this period of time, unless you guys are a night owl. By all means, be a night owl. All right, everybody. And hey, Luis, I'm doing fantastic today. Thanks, guys, for asking. And hey, Bradford, I hope your MRI went well. I'm doing fine, guys. I'm just a little bit drowsy. I took a nap, and the nap just really it got me real drowsy here. My mom was nice enough to buy me some lunch today, so we had lunch together. And I was just like, I got stuffed. I had some taquitos. Oh my God, that was so good. They put some like really fresh Oaxaca cheese on it, and I was like, oh my gosh. But then I got full and I got sleepy, because it was like the first food I had all week that wasn't my diet food. And so I was like, oh man, like good food, not like food that's making me lose weight. Oh wait. So I just got really sleepy. After the stream tonight, I'm going to be preparing some duck, some rice, and some potatoes. So I'm going to be busy after this stream. I'm going to have so much fun with it. I love making duck because the house just smells like duck, and roasted duck in the house just smells amazing. And Loki loves it too. And hey, Square Bagels, hope you guys are doing okay. Hey, Kenny G, I think we go back down because we can load up a little bit more because Bitcoin cares. Because Bitcoin cares. Oh, man. And hey, Pinto, I just took that poll yesterday and thought everything was going down. What do you call it? Yeah. I walk a fine line on the channel to not tell you guys exactly, it's like to buy or to sell, but there's a reason why I'm saying, hey, this is going to be hard, but don't take away the possibility that we have a breakout, right? And that was mostly going off of my NASDAQ analysis, and right now it's so tricky because if you just look at Bitcoin's analysis right now, it says it wants to go down in the future here, or it said it wanted to go down over the last few days. But what happened? The NASDAQ happened. Just like how you guys can be trading an altcoin and the altcoin looks very, very bearish. You're like, oh, I'm going to short this sucker down. It looks too good to be true. All of a sudden, Bitcoin starts going up. All of a sudden, all that technical analysis you did on that one coin kind of goes out the window here. And the same thing, unfortunately, can be said with Bitcoin and the NASDAQ right now, which is why, like, I know there's lots of other YouTubers out there, and they do a really fantastic analysis about Bitcoin. I think I do decent, good analysis on Bitcoin as well. But it's important that you guys understand that the NASDAQ has a huge role to play about what's happening with Bitcoin right now. And I'm even surprised that Bitcoin came up this much too today, because as somebody just said a while ago, Big Daddy, the dollar index is just roaring here. Look at the daily dollar index here. Look at this. We are just roaring after the euro crashed and the pound is going down as well. This is absolutely insane. And, it's just interesting. It's just very interesting to watch this play out. Even the yen over the past few weeks, look at this. Just like surging up right now. And again, let's just go to the weekly. So in the last, when was this? May. So since June, pretty much, the dollar against the yen has improved 7%. The dollar is becoming almighty and powerful. I was looking at something a while ago here. Let me just go to the. There you go. At least the dollar to the peso has been okay. But earlier this year, when COVID hit, not this year, but when COVID hit, we soared against the peso. Now back to the median levels, and I think this is because we have so much state commerce, so to speak, that this is the only thing saving the peso here, because the peso is looking fantastic compared to a bunch of other currencies. Look at this. I mean, we're staying steady here, but everything else, like the Europeans, they're getting hit hard because of the war in the Ukraine. They're getting slammed, and if the war is not resolved by winter, the energy prices are going to go through the roof. And what was interesting as well is, remember guys, we still have an energy crisis, even if, it's getting better. There was some type of news story that came out today saying that the reserves, well, let me see. Let me see if I can find this here. Routers, okay, this one. So this was actually so shocking to me, and I was kind of ticked off when I read it at first, because I thought, no, this can't be true. So basically, what's this? So you know how Biden said he was lowering the petroleum reserve to help out Americans with prices at the pump, right? Well, it turns out that more than 5 million barrels of oil that were part of a historic U.S. emergency reserve released to lower domestic fuel prices, yada yada, were exported to Europe and Asia last month. So it wasn't actually even going all to America. A lot of it was going over to other countries. And, it's really crazy, because I didn't know that. I didn't even think that would actually happen. I thought all the oil would definitely be staying here, unless we were actually having some type of how do I say this? I'm okay with Europe and China buying oil from America from the corporations, but I didn't think the government would actually be giving oil to China and the Europeans. That blows my mind that we actually did that when gas prices were so high over here. And so, you're going to see some wacky stuff in this economy over the next few months. And part of it is you guys have to kind of go dive deep into some of the crazy stuff going on. And from I won't say an administrative perspective, but just from a policy perspective, we're whacked out right now, guys. We're whacked out. So, going back to we will be going down in the future, but for now, let's just enjoy this potential pump up here. We might be able to have a really, really nice time over the next few days here. And hey, Swell Bagels again. What's right here? Drink a beer, bro. Take a shot of whiskey. That will wake you up. Funny enough, I don't have, I got whiskey, but not in here. What I have right now is a cup of tea. And this is a cup of my feel better throat tea, basically. It's meant when I have a scratchy throat. I've been sneezing up a storm because of my allergies over here in Washington State. It's been sunny, rainy, sunny, rainy, sunny, rainy every freaking day here. And this tea has ginger and cayenne peppers in it. And it wakes me up fine, but it just burns as it goes down. It just burns. It just burns. And hey, first name, I only get your alerts 10% of the time. Guys, to this day, I don't know how YouTube sends out alerts. From what I understand is, a lot of you guys like to watch my streams only, and you guys don't really care too much about my daily uploads and stuff like that, and that's perfectly fine. I don't care. But what I think YouTube sees is, wow, if you don't like watching his regular videos, we're probably not going to notify you of his streams. And until they figure out how to discombobulate live streams from the majority of the channel, it's going to be very, very hard for, I think, everybody that wants to get all the alerts out there. So what I'm going to be doing in the future here to kind of help that out a little bit, I know a lot of you guys watch my 24-hour stream on the other channel. Once that channel hits 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be moving both of those other streams back over here, all right? And I'm going to use the other channel for some, I'm not entirely sure what yet. More streams. more streams on that channel here pretty soon. And then I'll be using it for shorts and some short-term videos where they're not technically about analysis, but maybe about like, what's the best exchange you guys might want to be looking for. Some more of those general videos, I've been doing a few of them on this channel and they've been performing okay. So I might be moving that over to the other channel to kind of mix everything up a little bit. And then from there, that way you guys that like the 24-hour streams and those of you guys who are members, you guys can talk with your membership badges on 24/7. And then the other channel, it may be called Michael Whitman Signals or Michael Whitman Charts or something like that, where it's just going to have I don't know, over the next few months, I hope to get it up to 5 or 7 streams continually going on that channel. So the majority of it streams and the majority, and then you have shorts and some short-term videos as well. Let's see. Just took a lot of Dow. Been a long time since we've seen that position. Bull run or no? I mean, yeah, the market right now looks pretty bullish. It's just the reason why it's bullish is the concern here. The reason the stock market looks so bullish right now is because they're assuming that because we're going into recession, because we've raised interest rates so high, all right, because that's happening, we're going into, well, let me see this. Because we're going into a recession, because the interest rates have been going up so much, people are assuming that Jerome Powell will not be raising rate hikes by as much because he's afraid to hurt average Americans even during a time of recession. But what Jerome Powell has said here is, even if there is a recession with high inflation, he's still going to put the pedal to the metal on interest rates, or he's still going to be aggressive on interest rates. I wouldn't say pedal to the metal because, as you guys know, I have been like screaming for 75 basis points for months and 100 basis points for months, and he finally did 75, and I was like, oh my gosh, finally. But like, I'd been saying it for like 3 months at that point, right? But I think the market is pricing in less rate hikes than expected. And part of that has to do with the golden little nugget here is because we're most likely headed into a recession, the demand for fuel is going down, which is lowering the price of oil prices, which means that corporations should be able to get a little bit more bang for the buck as they they drive all their products around the world and so forth, or transport everything. That's what's kind of going on here. So it's a really, really messed up situation on why this is happening, but it's happening, so we better just enjoy it while it lasts, because nobody's excited about a recession, but we're excited about lower gas prices. Nobody's excited about rate hikes, but we're excited about maybe we're not going to have as many rate hikes. So it's the weirdest of circumstances. Trust me, I get it, but this is what the market, I think, is saying at this moment in time. It's like, here's an opportunity, let's take it, and then we'll see how far this potential rally would go. But just know that the NASDAQ, of course, let me go back over here to the daily chart. Where is that at? No. The NASDAQ is still hasn't broken out yet. We got close, but we still haven't closed above that trend line, and that's what we're going to be hoping for. Tomorrow, tonight, Bitcoin could break out just for its small, the NASDAQ to get rejected, and all of the hard work we've done over the last 2 days or so gets slammed down. Abysmal day for Bitcoin. Everybody's mad and sad again. Can definitely happen, but at least we still have the opportunity over the next few days here for the NASDAQ to lead Bitcoin and then have a breakout. It may happen next week for all we know if we have another bad week. Remember, guys, we thought we might have breakout here. Nope. We might break out here. Maybe not. We may break out next week. This could be just the worst of the most boring time for trading, but at least we have the opportunity here, and I think that's what everybody's hoping for at this point in time, right? But I think you guys will have a pretty strong idea when you guys wake up tomorrow morning when the stock market opens up, whether we're breaking out or breaking down. Because just like yesterday when the day opened up, remember, guys, the day opened up right here, we started slamming down in the middle of the stream really fast. Then all of a sudden, a few hours later, we just consolidated, morning came, and then we just started grinding up, and here we are again, another opportunity for the breakout. So, by no means is this some type of crazy, perfectly good, thing that's come down from heaven. This is going to be very, very difficult, as I said, but there's an opportunity here. If you guys don't want to take the opportunity because it is very risky, by all means, stay on the sidelines. It is perfectly okay to not want to trade this right now. But the NASDAQ is our key right now. If you guys follow any YouTubers out there, I know a lot of you guys watch Jordan, Hey George, I think is his name, maybe Meet Kevin, or anybody that does technical analysis, whether they talk about analysis or not. When they're talking about Bitcoin prices, always do your own due diligence and kind of say, hey, okay, that's his thoughts about Bitcoin, but let me add my own thoughts about NASDAQ on top of that, so I have a little bit more perspective. That will help you guys make a little bit more money out there, and that's one of the reasons I try to talk to you guys about the NASDAQ. Maybe not every day. Maybe I haven't been talking about the NASDAQ for the last few weeks here every day, because I really want you guys to understand that Bitcoin's technicals are one thing, but it's like trading an altcoin without paying attention to Bitcoin. You just can't do it right now. We're hoping that Bitcoin can decouple from the NASDAQ over the next few weeks and months here. But it's a slow process, which is going to have to take effect here. And whenever that does occur, awesome. And you're going to see all the CNBC people saying, oh my God, crypto is not dead after all. Yada, 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 right? But give it some time for the decoupling. Until then, pay attention to your friendly neighborhood NASDAQ, because it is quite important here that you guys are keeping track of it. Even if you guys aren't doing the most complicated, technicals, maybe if you guys don't want to use GAN or something like that, because here's the monthly chart for it. Maybe we're just having one green month before we slam down in August and have an abysmal August. Who knows at this point in time? But, there's an opportunity for now for us to have a short-term move up here before we eventually continue on this path of coming down. But we're going to have to see how bad this recession gets. And I forget exactly the day we're getting the GDP numbers for Q2. I think it's sometime over the next 2 weeks, I would assume. I want to assume it's going to come out in the last week of July. But we'll know this month, guys, if we're in a recession. We've already had one GDP negative growth quarter. If we have another, if quarter two was also had negative growth in GDP, we're in a recession. All right. And that's where things get more complicated. The market starts to freak out a little bit more. But, that's for another day here. Another day. And hey, Rip Sergeant, happy to see you back, my man. Hard makes it fun. Michael, I do have to say that's probably true right here. And hey, Bideford, we are in a recession. I agree with you guys that we're most likely in a recession here. I'm just waiting for the initial numbers to come out. And you guys know, my opinion has fluctuated on a recession coming this year versus next year, because I told you guys this yesterday, but I know my stream cut out because of the freaking Xfinity Wi-Fi sucks, and I pay over $100 a month for Wi-Fi. I have two Wi-Fis, and I pay well over $100 for the first one. The second one only costs me like $50 a month. But my original thought process here was that the economy was in really, really bad shape, and we would hit a recession sometime in Q3, so like right now, right? But as I watch CNBC and as I watch Fox Business and as I watch Bloomberg, every single talking head on there, and like I'm not talking about the anchors, I'm talking about the guests that I know and I respect. They were all saying a recession coming in 2023. So I pretty much just said I don't really know enough about economics to disagree with these guys, so I'm going to give you guys the information that they talked about. And then all of a sudden, there was an opportunity for us to have a recession this year, and I'm like, oh, shucks, I might have been a little bit wrong to not trust my instincts there, but I'd probably do make the same mistake twice, I would say, just because I do trust a lot of those individuals there. Not so much the anchors, but some of the guests that I see recurring on there. They were all saying a recession in 2023. So that really is a surprise to me that all of a sudden we are looking at a recession in 2022, before a major political election out here in the United States. It's going to be an absolute crazy time right now moving forward. But, don't buy stuff you don't need. Put that into savings and keep those savings strong, because the one thing that's been irking me, and I don't know, I guess I don't know how these numbers are calculated, but they keep on saying, the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, that the average household balance sheets, they're strong, right? I know a lot of people out there who are struggling because of inflation right now, and their balance sheets are not strong. So I keep hearing that, but it keeps on irking me, because I'm like, what are those numbers made out of? Because I think, if we really are in a good spot, I think the economy, the markets will be in a better spot, because you see spending continuing to be at good levels. I think you're starting to see spending slow down here and not actually improve. especially with especially as things get worse in the minds of Americans is about how they feel about the economy. They keep on getting more and more pessimistic, unfortunately. And hey, Kenobi, rip the bandit off. CPI going to be garbage. It might not be as bad as you think because gas prices are going down a little bit, but probably because they went down a little bit, ending last month and then going into this month. So maybe next month CPI numbers will be a little bit better here. And we talked about August being where you might be able to see the end at the light of the tunnel. So that might be the good stuff here as far as inflation, not economy or recession, but inflation. So it looks like that timeline is still working out for us right now. But as far as the bandit off, guy, you're preaching to the crowd, man. I asked anybody on the channel. I had been screaming for 100 basis points, and I said I would even take 75. We got 75, but like I had been asking for it for months, my man. The Federal Reserve is a very slow, bureaucratic institution. It's not meant to handle emergencies of this scale this fast, and you can see by how they transitioned from, oh my God, this is transitory, it's going to get better, to all of a sudden, whoa, oh, this isn't getting better. Whoa, this is bad. Oh, we should start addressing this. Oh, wait, we're too late to address it the way we want to. Now we have to do emergency measures. Emergency measures are going to hurt the economy more than we anticipated. Oh my gosh, how are we going to fix this? Looks like we're just going to have to fall on ahead and, hope for the best. And that's where they're at right now. They haven't hit the nuclear option, so to speak, but, the Federal Reserve has done a horrible job on this. They're just horrible. And I think the reason for that goes to the fact, and again, I'm not mad at Biden about this. I'm not trying to get too political here. But I think the reason here is, remember, Trump initially put Jerome Powell in there, but his term was up, and Biden would have to reelect him again if he wanted to keep the job. All right. So what happened here is I think Jerome Powell might have known that this wasn't completely transitory. So, but I think he wanted to keep the job, as all powerful individuals do. They want to keep their positions in government. And that relied on Joe Biden. And so what I think happened here at the end of the day was he decided to go along with the transitory theme, because that would make people think that, hey, inflation is only going to be here for a short amount of time and things will get better. And so because he kind of followed he towed the line for the administration, he was able to get renominated and reapproved by the Senate, and he keeps his job. Right. So I think that's what kind of led to this crisis in part. And then we also have, regular, supply chain issues, COVID issues, oil, Russia, the lack of energy independence from Europe and America because of, pro-green policies without, the aggressive, I don't want to call it. We need to have a plan. It seems like we don't have a plan about how to transition to green energy, because I think we do need to do it. It's just that we don't have a plan at this moment in time about how to do it effectively and consistently, right? So until we can figure out that plan, whatever it is going to be, it's going to be hard for all Western nations, even China and Russia, to be part of that goal. If every few years something weird comes up and it's like, no, we actually need more oil. No, we don't have the infrastructure for all these Teslas, right? So we're in a pickle here, guys. We just need some sound political leadership from around the world to fix this. It just doesn't seem to be a time where there's a lot of that going around right now. So don't rely too much on government. Rely mostly on yourself, and then let government kind of determine some of the conditions of which you're put to the test. But, the government's not going to be able to do much right now in the next, 4 or 5 years. We're not going to really have much change here unless corporations and the government can create some type of partnership, which I think is possible. It's just at this point it seems unlikely, right? If Joe Biden can really get a deal done with the oil executives and get them one or more refinery, like really fast, let's say it takes a year or something like that, we could be humming out of this recession really, really strong. A mild recession, gas prices cheap, everybody's really happy. We can be looking good, guys. But it really does require us to have everything in order and for the bureaucracies to really not be so bureaucratic. All right, so we'll see how it works out. And you guys can see over the last few minutes here, we bounced off the 20 moving average on the 15-minute chart. A slight one, nothing too crazy. But at least we're trying to make a turn up here to make a move over the next maybe hour or so. That might be more optimistic for you guys. Oh, and hey, Bideford, gas is still $5.47 here in Illinois. Ooh, that's about the same I'm paying right now in Washington State. It's pretty rough out here. It's I feel your pain there at the pump. My mom, I got my mom's car fixed up over the last few days here, and my mom is now driving to dialysis, which I'm happy to say, and she's no longer taking the little van where she has to get in the wheelchair. She can now drive herself to dialysis. But so for the first time, because I've been paying for the services and I've been driving her myself every now and again, for the first time in like a year, my mom has actually had to pay for gas, and she was like, "Oh my Lord!" Remember, gas prices were a lot cheaper just a year ago. She's watched the news, but it hasn't hit her like psychologically yet. Like, wow, gas prices are this high. This is how much that hits your wallet. So I was like, "Don't worry, I got your mom." But it is a mind. It is always a surprise to see how much gas prices have risen in just 1 year. And hey, probably 532 for you. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. What price are you guys paying for your gas? I'm actually pretty interested for it. Right now in Seattle or Tacoma areas, I'm paying like $5.45, $5.50 or so. I'm used to it. I just put it on the credit card, get like 5% cash back, and then I just keep pay the bill. the bill. That credit card 5% cash back is really helpful when it comes to gas, though. And hey, Michael, happy to see you. How you doing today, my man? Let's see. And hey, Tony. Hi, Michael. We don't want anyone else losing their jobs. Yeah, unfortunately, it's most likely to happen in a recession here. There was less job openings this month than last month, which was a little bit concerning. But there's still so many job opportunities out there, which the job market still remains strong. My concern here is, and you guys may have heard this from any friends that you guys may have that are looking for jobs. There's so many jobs, but when you actually apply for the job, they're like, we don't want you after all. So those jobs it's not like you guys can just go out and get a job very, very easily, in my opinion. It's more like it's more like the jobs, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not like you can just go out there and get a job very easily. You still have to apply and look very, very hard. And because the jobs are being very, very, the businesses are being very, very picky about who they hire right now, which is very, very interesting. There was a friend of mine on Twitter, or not a friend of mine, but somebody I know on Twitter, job searches maybe? I don't know. He put out a pretty cool thing. No, okay, I'm not even trying to find it out. He put out this really cool little diagram of what he was looking for and about how, like, everybody says there's so many jobs out there, yada, yada, yada. Well, basically, he applied for a whole bunch of jobs out there. He did two. He did one for job owners who didn't want workers, something like that, but he did two. One of these things he did was, like, he applied for like 20 or 30 jobs, and then he went through the entire process of all of them over the process of a few months, and then he recorded all of the everything that he saw in it, right? Or all the data. And like, out of those 30 job opportunities that he applied for, only one actually ended up hiring him. Like 5 ghosted him after the first interview, like 5 ghosted him after the second interview. It was, it's pretty abysmal there. So don't quit your job unless you know you have another job lined up, because it seems like the job market isn't as nice as I think everybody keeps on saying it is on the news here. Hey, and AXC's Arsenal, just hold on there. Oh, don't worry about it. What do you call? I'm getting through here bit by bit, everybody, bit by bit. Where are we at right now? Oh my God, we're at 405. You people need to move out of those states. Yeah, it's rough out here. My family's in Washington, so I ain't leaving for now. I'm leaving to go to Nicaragua next year. Either that or like the January of the 2024. I'm not entirely sure yet. I want to make sure my mom's fine completely. But my sister's going to be off in college, so she'll be having a lot of fun time out there. Let's see. And VGX is going to be interesting. Yes, it is. Yeah, that was the news out there today. I totally missed out. Forgot about it because of everything going on with the market here for the opportunity for a breakout over the next few 8-12 hours or so. I had it open up for you guys as well here. So yeah. So there's some interesting things going on here with Voyager. I do want to clear up any misconceptions about what's going on here. So Voyager has filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. All right. I want to make sure I say my words carefully here. They are trying to restructure their debt in order to stay open and resume operations. So this means that you guys still have an opportunity to get your money back. All right, you still have an opportunity here, but this thing has moved a lot faster than I personally thought was going to happen. A lot faster than I thought was going to occur. This chapter 11 and stuff like this. So there's a few things I just want to read here, you guys, so you guys can understand how crazy of a situation this currently is. So if you want to think about this in terms of another bankruptcy, think about it in terms of the NRA. The NRA has been bankrupt like 5 or like 10 times or some crazy number like that, but they're still up and running. But what they were able to do is restructure their debt and restructure some of their business models. That's somewhat similar to what Voyager is trying to do right now. So if you guys have money in Voyager, don't delete your app. Don't try to forget about it if you have money there. Don't do that. Just leave your app alone. Just keep track of your account. Take some screenshots of how much money is in there, because this is going to be important, because there will be a time where I think you may be able to get your money back out. I'm just going to use the word may because I really don't know, but I want you guys to have the best opportunity to get your money back in the future here. So let's see. Where's it at? Okay, here you go. The proposed plan of reorganization would, upon implementation, resume account access and return value to the customers. That's you guys. That's me. Under this plan, which is subject to change given ongoing discussions with other parties, that's the why I say may, and requires court approval, customers with crypto in their accounts will receive in exchange a combination of the crypto in their accounts, right? Proceeds from the 3A recovery, common shares in the newly reorganized company, and Voyager tokens. So it seems like you still have, you may have an opportunity here to get a portion of your money back or all of your money back, but I think that depends on how well this bankruptcy plan works out and if a judge allows them to file bankruptcy and go through this process here. It's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how this works out. This all comes back down to the fact of the default of the 3 Arrows Capital loan from the company subsidiary Voyager Digital, yada yada yada. But there still is a chance here, but it might be something like this. Hey, you had 5 Bitcoin, or like you had one Bitcoin worth $20,000, whatever. Well, we can't pay you back that 1 Bitcoin, but what we can pay you is maybe $18,000 or $19,000 worth of Voyager tokens. And then once you get those tokens, you can sell them for some assets, and then you'll be able to, deposit that sold off assets into your bank account. I think that's what they're going for, and probably, maybe they'll give you back $5,000 worth of your Bitcoin and maybe $10,000 worth of your Voyager, and some combination there. I think that's where we're headed. So I probably won't be actually buying their Voyager coin anytime soon, simply because if this plan works out, they're going to be paying people in Voyager coin, right? And by doing that, those people obviously want their money back, and who can blame them? They're going to sell to get their money back as fast as possible, leading to more, less demand and more of a supply. You're going to see people selling it off. And if we go over here to Voyager's information here, right, it's down 11% today off of the news. Probably better just to go over here to, we can do it right here. There we go. You can see it's been on a steady decline here. I could see Voyager token going down to 10 cents, 5 cents by the end, by all this, when all this is done, said and done. You may find a buying opportunity over there if you want to, but this is going to be the same type of play as a Luna, something like that. You want to be very, very, very careful about how you approach this right now, because it is going to be a nightmare with everybody trying to sell all their the Voyager tokens. If that's really how Voyager is going to be paying everybody back after this bankruptcy filing is completed or restructured or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's the news about Voyager. If you guys have any questions, though, they actually provide the numbers here. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys, because I know this probably looks like a lot of mumbo jumbo to you guys. There you go. It's above my head now. That's 1-949-271-6507. Oh, that's for outside the United States. Sorry. 1-855-473-8665. A toll free in the United States. So if you guys didn't want to ask about it and just get a little bit more information, by all means, do it. Maybe tomorrow I'll call them and I'll record the call. And then you guys can listen into it on a video so I can ask some generic questions and stuff like that. Like, hey, how am I getting my money back? Can you explain this in more detail? And if they explain it in like a detail that I think is like actually like honest, I will be happy to kind of upload that video. So actually I'll do that tomorrow, probably around like 10 o'clock in the morning. What time is it? Yeah. Mom goes to dialysis around 10 o'clock, so maybe 10:30. I got to take my mom to the bank later on too, so maybe that's one. I'm taking my sister to the Minions movie tomorrow so she can hang out with her friends. Probably around 10 to 10:30, maybe 10:30, 11. I'll give them a call, maybe talk to them for like a half an hour, as long as they'll have me nag them, and I'll try to find out some information for you guys on that front as well. But don't give up hope that you guys won't be able to get any of your money back. And if you guys have any money in cash form, cash, not USDC, not Tether, not any other crypto coins, if you guys have money in cash, that will all be given back to you guys after the insurance is paid out by the FDIC. All right, all that money will be given back to you. My gosh, guys, oosh, talking too much today. There we go. Now we're breaking down below that 20 moving average here. There we go. And what's going on right here. But yes, it is going to be very, very interesting. And hey, Brandon, what's my price prediction for Bitcoin on this breakout? 22 to 23,000. I'm much more conservative. I think an average investor might be hoping for a 23,000 to 24,000. But this bear market is going to be brutal, right? So this is what I'm hoping for. If you want $25,000 for a breakout, this is what you're hoping for. You want to see the NASDAQ and Bitcoin both break out sometime over the next 2 days. All right. From there, you're going to want to see the Bitcoin break out above its 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and you want to see NASDAQ continue to grind up bit by bit going into Friday. If the NASDAQ closes on a good note on Friday, then and only then I think you have an opportunity for Bitcoin to hit $25,000, most likely on a Sunday, because by Monday, the NASDAQ might already be taking a turn down. Who knows? But you're going to have the stars align, so to speak, in order to have a nice $25,000 on Bitcoin. Right now, as far as what I'm looking for here is, let's go to the day chart here. Some level of resistance right here around 21,883. Let's just call it 22,000. After that, we have the Fibonacci level up here around 22,800. And that's going to be a pain in the butt here, a big pain in the butt, where we're going to have to try to chug up right back over here. And then let's say if by the end of next week, we close above $22,000 after all the volatility we're going to experience this week and possibly next week, if we can just close above that, then maybe we get a little bit more happy. But I want you guys to understand, best to go over here to open up a new chart, shouldn't I? Or can I do this? Maybe. No, okay, I got a plan. I got so many different charts over here. It's too many different levels here. This one's just the blockage area here. Load chart layout. Let's go with unnamed. Oh, this is the Fibonacci circles, isn't it? Okay, doesn't matter. You guys will get the gist here about this. Moving average, and we just want one on here. We want chart. Let's go 200, and then we just want this to be yellow. Okay. That 200 moving average is back up here around like 22,500, 22,600. I don't think we're going to be able to break above that and close above it anytime soon, right? Normally, this is our major level of support when we're in a bear market. This time, we closed down below it, and it wasn't COVID. It was just normal market activity, and we've been coming down pretty hard. If we have a full-on reversal here, I'll be surprised. But, so far, just going off of the Fibonacci circles here, we are holding. I mean, you can tell how closely we are holding at this moment in time here, but we still are. I would expect us to have all of the bullish activity probably going on over the next 3-4 days. Then next week, maybe starting off on Sunday or Monday, things start to get really nasty really fast for Bitcoin if we're going off of solely Bitcoin technicals. If the NASDAQ can really get a grind on, I mean, if things can really turn around really fast, or Jerome Powell comes out and says, hey, we're not doing 75 basis points this month, we're just doing 50, and next month, who knows, we might only do 25 because we see the economy slowing, we see inflation coming down as gas prices come down, yada, yada, yada. Just maybe we have a short-term reversal back up here to like the $25,000, $26,000, something crazy like that. But until I see that happen, I'm going to assume that the majority of all the good stuff that we're going to see happening over the next few days is just going to be happening for the next few days. Next week might just be dropping down to a worse level. So if we're going here, good, bad, and maybe next week is like really, really abysmal, because whenever we break down below this Fibonacci circle here, it is going to be a rough time. This is the ones that I like to use more than everything else, because it's the Fibonacci circle squared. So instead of just dragging the circle from here to here, right, which would look more like this, right? I squared the box, so to speak, so it's all the way over here, where now you can see you can see how well everything lines up. The one interesting thing about this one here, though, is if you see the opportunity for us to break out above it, that's somewhere in May of 2023. I think spring of next year is going to be a great time to crypto, but I think this year is going to be the time when you guys want to accumulate as much crypto as possible. This year is the big year. Next year is where you're going to see all the fruits of your labors, so to speak. Probably Q4 going on is going to be a good time for crypto. It might not be as upward swinging as you might say, but at least we'll be on the the uptrend bit by bit here. But just going back over to this one, look at this. Nice resistance. Broke out, nice little buying opportunity, resistance, broke out, support. You're not going to be using this to like buy the breakout, stuff like that. You're not going to be, but it does tell you support and resistance levels here. Broke out, up a daisy, right? And we've just stopped here. This is the weekly chart, of course, but I mean, like, look how close. And I think eventually we're going to break down below this. And I think the day we break down, or maybe the week is more likely, the week that we break down below this, that's going to be the big sign to say, oh my gosh, bad stuff may be happening. Like, whoosh, watch out, right? But yeah, hopefully that kind of answers your question a little bit, or your comment, I guess I would say. Oh, there we go. But I'm hopeful that I'm hoping for 23,000. I think somewhere between 22,000 and 23,000 is where I'd personally put my my price targets, and I'd be selling off about 60 to 80% of my longs at that point in time. If we manage to get above that 200 weekly moving average on Bitcoin again, by all means, I'll be very, very happy about it. But I want to be very, very cautious right now, because we've never broken down below the 200 weekly moving average like this on a consistent basis. So I don't know if it's going to be easy thing to break back above and close above. If we get above $23,000, I would assume it's going to be something very short and temporary, where we just get slammed back down afterwards. So I'm going to be very, very careful as we approach those levels. Right now, we're kind of going not for scraps, but we're going for some small, nice gains. And majority of you guys, if you guys aren't trading with leverage, you guys won't actually be buying Bitcoin. You guys will be buying any coin that decides it wants to pop off, but you guys will just be looking at Bitcoin's chart on the side. So, Bitcoin chart on the right, and then you might see a Dogecoin or 80 or Ethereum Classic on the other side, right? So you guys know I have a few monitors here, but normally on my wide monitor, I might have like 8 or 10 different coins up on the screen here. But then on my left-hand monitor, I just have Bitcoin to see what's going on. And, it makes my life a little bit easier there. But I would be keeping track of what Bitcoin's doing. But if you guys are not trading with leverage, keep an eye out for some of these coins out here, that have been popping off lately. You may find some money there. AXS is one that's been popping off. Matic, FTM has been okay. Sand has really been doing pretty well here with some of these big moves over the last few days. And then those same coins that are booming up a lot right now, I mean, they could very much have a good shorting opportunity when Bitcoin eventually does hit up that $23,000, $22,000 resistance level. That could be a great opportunity to short those suckers down, as Bitcoin most likely will make that move back down to $14,500 to $16,500 support levels, and then after we see that nasty move, then we'll have to reevaluate where we're going from there and see if by then. But by then we'll know if we're in a recession. We'll know about the rate hikes. We'll know all the good and bad news coming out for the next, I would say, 1 to 2 months, and we'll be able to price that in a little bit more accordingly. But you guys know, I told you guys, I guess about a month and a half ago now, the best thing you guys could do is just to open up a small short position and just leave it open in your account so you guys could see how much money you would have made if you would have just opened up a short and held. In a bear market, just like when you're in a bull market, you just buy and you just hold. Same effect here. That position is still well over like 30% right now. So, take it easy, but don't get too optimistic about us doing a full-on crazy reversal right now. I could be wrong about that. Trust me, I have been wrong before. I'm not perfect. But right now, I see that 200 weekly moving average being a very, very hard level of resistance for us to get back above here. Let's see. No worries, Tony. Hey, Arsenal. Watch trend from Bitcoin last week's close. What about it exactly right here? What about it exactly? Oil and gas corporations pocket books extremely fat, unjust enrichment, basically. You could think that all you want, and I'm not going to disagree that they're making amazing profits. That's not my problem. My problem is there has to be some way that the government, and you can call them greedy corporations, whatever it may be, Saudi Arabia's evil country, whatever, there has to be a way for Biden to get a deal with these companies or countries right now, because we want oil prices to come down dramatically. And it's like, you can think of it as doing a deal with the devil. He's going to have to do it because at the end of the day, Biden is a person of politics. He's been in the political realm for years. And I think, what did we say? His approval rating was like 39%. That's absolutely abysmal. If he wants any chance to not get completely wiped away in the midterms here in the elections in America, he is going to have to find a way to fix inflation on his end, which at this point in time, he can't do much on inflation, but he can try to fix gas prices. That's the really big thing that he could fix. But that requires a lot of compromise with people he does not like and with people that do not like him. So it's already going to be a pretty hostile relationship there, there going forward. Oh, man. And hey, Bideford, why did he ship some of our oil overseas? I don't exactly know. Maybe it was just a good faith gesture. I think as far as Europe is concerned, they are our allies, so he wants to help them out. I don't know why he gave oil to China. I'm not going to say there's a nefarious reason behind it, but I haven't read that far into the article here. If you want to read the article from Reuters, I think maybe Fox has one, maybe CNN or MSNBC, maybe those companies have articles as well about it. Let me see. Some of it went to the Netherlands. It's getting exported through Louisiana. Um, let's see. U.S. crude inventories are at the lowest since 2004. So, yeah, I don't exactly know why. I'd have to do more research. I don't want to speculate on that because I know politics can be a very heated subject these days, right? And hey, Bobby, Spell and Gala, I have both of those. I have more Spell token than Gala, though. Gala, I prefer to day trade and swing trade every now and again. But Spell token, I'm a very, very low market cap coin. I'm hoping for some good things here. Let's see. And hey, Matthew, I'm long, but thinking, TPing at 22,650. Yeah, could it go to 23, but I'd rather secure the profit rather than be the victim of effery. Yes, that is a good point. If you guys want to move up your stop loss as needed, I would highly recommend that as well. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but you guys know my thought process. You want to walk away with some form of profit. So if Bitcoin breaks out, and you guys know that when Bitcoin breaks out, normally this is what happens. We break out, we come back down, and people think, oh my God, the world's ending. And then we start going back up afterwards. You guys can buy right here, or you guys can buy right here. It makes no difference in the long run of the trade. But, you guys should be able to, if I can just get a freaking horizontal line here. There you go. If you guys want to have your stop loss down here on like 22,500 or so, as the price goes up, maybe if the price hits like 20,000, 900 or something up here, whatever that is, maybe move your stop loss up here. So now, no matter what happens, you're making a profit if you bought down here, or maybe you want to move it up here a little bit higher. And as the price goes up and up and up, you move that stop loss up and up and up. So no matter what happens now, if you took a position right here, let's just use this as an example, you would walk away with a 0.69% profit. With leverage, that'd be pretty decent profit, okay profit. But if you're trading an altcoin, that's going to be much more than a 0.69%, right? But then, if you bought down here, maybe you just walk away with a minimum of a percent profit. That's going to be the goal here for you guys. You guys don't want to approach this breakout without a plan for a stop loss, and that's one of the reasons I said if you guys don't have a stop loss, be very, very careful about how you guys are trading, or what you guys might want to do is actually just have some type of an alert system set up, so at least you guys know what's going on, so you can rush to your computer, rush to your phone to see if you want to be trading or you want to be getting out of the trade, so to speak, right? Because right now, Bitcoin is, I would give it about a 60% chance of breaking out tomorrow. 60% chance just because of how bullish the NASDAQ is acting up so far. But the NASDAQ itself, just like Bitcoin, is at a major level of resistance. We need Bitcoin to make that move. We need the NASDAQ to really have a strong day tomorrow if you guys want Bitcoin to have a sustained breakout past like $22,000, $22,500, even $23,000. That's what you're going to need to have happen. If we blow through $23,000, I will be absolutely shocked, but I will admit I was wrong if that does occur, and I'd rather be wrong about that, than wrong about a breakout, something like that. And hey, buy it for whale number 3 didn't buy anything today. I was looking at it a little bit a while ago, but didn't sell. That's what I was looking for. Didn't sell. Nothing really bad happened here. Let me double check that. Ooh, Cayenne. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there you go. Today's the 6th. Nope. Bought 134 Bitcoin yesterday, but nothing else. We'll see if they end up selling some. I'll let you guys know if they sell some tomorrow over the next few days. But so far, no buying, but no selling. Selling is the real bad moment in time where everybody gets really freaked out because you just know something bad's happening as soon as whale number 3 starts to sell off. Let's see. And hey, Otto, good point here. Oil down, tech up. No reason the NASDAQ can't bust through this trend line. Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for here. And the fact that there's an opportunity for Jerome Powell to maybe not be as aggressive on the rate hikes. If gas prices continue to go down, inflation should gently go down as well here. That's the big goal going forward, guys. I mean, that's really the big thing we want to see happen here. Because eventually, the recessionary fear is going to catch up to the average person out there who's thinking of like, do I want to go on a vacation this year? Do I want to do this, right? It's going to be much, much harder. And, I'm planning vacations, but the majority of my vacation, well, I have a lot of money basically, right? But a lot of my vacations, they're planned out for 2023, and 2022 there's a lot of road trips on my part. So I'm going to be paying a lot of money in gas. But 2023, I'm going over to Nicaragua twice to make sure I like it still after the last time I've been there. I'm probably going to go to visit a friend later on this year in Philadelphia. I'm going to go visit a friend probably in Oregon, maybe one in California. So I'm going to be going on, I guess maybe I do have a few flights. Oh my gosh. But my point is, not everybody is going to be doing as many trips as me because money might be a little bit more tight as soon as a recession kind of pops up, of course. And hey, Monica, did I hear about the pi cycle bottom indicator? According to some people, this is a good indicator for top of or bottoms. It shows bullish July and July having the significant date based on that indicator. Huh. I have not heard about it before. No, I have heard about it, but I haven't used it so far this year on this cycle. I'll be interested to see if it pays off or such. I think it's crazy how much history is being thrown out the window right now. But show it to me in the Discord, and I'll be happy to take a look at it. And Monica, how is your BGB doing? We talked about BGB having a great opportunity to hit 16 cents. I think it's on the verge of that right now. I know that was your price target. Maybe that was my price target. I don't remember what. I think it was yours though. Correct me if I'm wrong. But BGB, it's at 50. Oh wait, this is a minute chart. Let's go to the 4 hour. It got up to 15 and a half here. So we're consolidating here, hoping for a larger move. So be careful, because if Bitcoin gets rejected, this might be coming back down to like 14 and a half or so. But it's very, very close up to that resistance level up here of about 16 cents for the BGB. This thing has been climbing up pretty well so far. I'm thinking of scaling a little bit of mine off over the next few days here, and then rebuying a bunch of BGB with the profits there, so I can just accumulate more, because I think we might see this come back down to maybe 12-cent levels in the future, especially if Bitcoin goes back down to like a 14,000, 12,000, whatever, however low it wants to go down there. But yeah, hope we made some good money off of BGB there. It looks like it's performing very, very well over the past few hours. There we go. What's right here? Dollar will cool off. I mean, I hope it is. Normally, after these large drops, we consolidate for a little bit of time. That'd be nice, but I would prefer to see the dollar index start to crash back down. But until Europe can really fix that issue, it's gonna be interesting to see how other world currencies, manage their own currencies, or how other world governments manage their currencies, or banks, if you want to call them that. And hey, Mr. Pepin, M. Pepin, what's the other channel? Oh, the other channel for the 24-hour stream, it's just Michael Whitman. I'll probably change it up here pretty soon. I'm going to name it pretty soon Michael Whitman Streaming. So it's just going to have a bunch of 24-hour streams and such. But if you just go over here, and the best way to find it, I think, is just go to Dogecoin Live. If you just type in Dogecoin Live here, here's the other stream. And you just tap right there. And there you go. I have a Luna stream, and I have a Dogecoin stream, and pretty soon I will have this channel only has 833 subscribers. So here, I'll put it in the comment section if you guys want to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it a lot. Like, I really, really do. I'm trying to grow this channel as much as possible as well, because basically once it gets to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to advertise on the channel, which means that when it comes to the streams, I don't actually care about the profit. Right now, those streams are not making me any money because the channel is not monetized. After it's monetized, you guys will see ads once when you click on the video. I don't think you guys are going to see anything in between the video, like after you click on it. After you do that, basically, I'll be able to make enough money where I can reinvest all of the money from those streams directly into 24-hour streams. So I'll have the Dogecoin Bitcoin stream. I'll have the Luna stream. I'll have a flat out straight Bitcoin stream. I'll have an Ethereum stream. I'll have an ADA stream. I'll have an XRP stream, maybe an ApeCoin stream, maybe a, whatever it may be. I'll have a bunch of streams like that, probably going for the most popular first and going more towards the lesser known ones. But let's say that stream, the Dogecoin one, brings in I think on average that stream would probably bring in just $200 a month. It might surprise you how little it makes, but it's not the biggest deal to me. But what I would want to do once it is able to make money, because right now I'm just losing money on it, fine. But what I want to do is that $200 that it's making, that will pay for, well, I guess it would pay for an additional 3 24-hour streams for you guys. And so that way, you guys don't have to necessarily watch them for hours and hours. I know some of you guys talk on them for hours, and I love that. But I know for maybe some of you guys aren't as passionate about ApeCoin as you guys are about Dogecoin, et cetera, right? So, but at least you guys will be able to see all the technicals that I have on my charts for those individual coins there, which will be fantastic for you guys. So I'm hoping that I will have, probably going into August, at least 5 24-hour streams going, and that'll probably cost me about $250 a month or something like that. But then by the end of August, kind of going into September, I'm hoping to have 24 streams up and running or something like that. Maybe it'll take a bit longer for that. I'm not entirely sure. But if that's the case, then I could at least, that'd be probably costing me $1,200 a month, like somebody's rent basically. But that's the goal here, to have that type of money rolling in so I can invest all of that money straight into the streams. Because if I'm paying $1,200 a month for streaming, which is fine, I'm hoping that those streams at least bring in $1,200 a month, maybe $1,300, $1,400, so I can make a quick profit on it. Because my goal here down the road is managing these streams is kind of tiring and it's kind of annoying because of the music kind of backing up or stopping and stuff like that. I'm going to have to figure out a process to really get all of that organized, because basically every single stream is its own server. And it's not like I can just transfer all of my music files from my computer over here straight onto that server. It's a really annoying process. So I'm hoping that I can get all that organized pretty soon. And then maybe, you know, I could have my sister pay her like $100. No, probably not $100, but probably like $40 an hour, something like that, because she's my sister. To probably out of my own pocket for that one, but just to manage those streams for me. So like after she gets back from school, and after she does her homework, she can spend an hour just going through 15, 20 streams saying, hey, the music's fine, the stream isn't frozen, the tickers are working fine, banners are up and running, you know, there's no spam message on it, like some of that. And maybe that might take her like an hour a day or something like that. We'll see how that works out. She wouldn't probably making me that much money, and then I don't want to overpay her. But yeah, I'm already helping her get with college. But yeah, so that's the goal here. Or I can always try to pay somebody that I know to deal. You know, I might have a friend that needs some extra cash, something like that. That always works well. My family has a lot of religious ties. I don't really go to church much, but my family, my great grandparents ran a church. They ran like 8 churches across the Northwest and down to Oregon and California. I know a lot of people in church, and a lot of times if I have like an odd job, instead of going on Craigslist to find the odd job, I'll just go over and ask somebody at church, like, hey, do you know anybody that wants to make a few bucks doing a few simple tasks for me, like mowing the yard, whatever. I got a gardener for that, but you know what I mean. So I might be able to find somebody to help me out like that. But pretty soon, guys, my goal is to have a bunch of different streams here. With some basic technicals on this, you can see the important levels that we need to break out above, and then you guys can see, wow, we're back to being bullish. Maybe I'll put some algorithms on them and stuff like that. That way you guys can see what's going on, and maybe I'll put some buy, sell signals on them as well for the algorithms, because I already, I have a friend that makes an algorithm, and that's why you see it every now and again. I don't use it much, as you guys know, but he changed the name of the company, but it's basically Chart Prime is the new name. Chart Prime, you know. Maybe I'll put those algorithms on some of the other charts so you guys can see, hey, his algorithm has a buy signal. Hey, his algorithm has a sell signal. Or, hey, we're going towards the dynamic reactor. All that type of good stuff, right? So I got a lot of plans, but I'm not trying to rush the plans. I'm trying to wait for everything to set itself up. So if you guys want to, I posted the link down below in the comments for the other channel. Please subscribe to it. I would appreciate it a lot. And hey, Bideford, you never get any notifications other than this channel. The other channel, it doesn't give out many notifications. I don't know why. I don't know why at all. But I'm hoping that that'll change up eventually here. Let's see. And hey, RW, what are the chances of FTX or Binance buying out Voyager? Many of us really concerned. I'd probably say a 30 to 40% chance that it gets bought out. So what I think is going on right now, like basically, I don't think they would get bought out until after this bankruptcy thing is fixed up. And even then, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out. Because right now, the problem with Voyager, after we kind of talked about this maybe a few minutes ago now, half an hour ago now, excuse me, is this. They filed for bankruptcy, but if you guys have crypto in there, and I have like $500 worth of STMX in there, what it looks like it's going to happen is I might not get $500 of my STMX out there, but I may get like 80% of the value of my STMX, but in Voyager coins or something like that. And then from there, I have to hurry up and sell my coins out. So I think after all said and done, I would give Voyager, let's say, a 50% chance of going back to normal operations after all said and done. I just don't know how much money you would be getting back out of your account. And the reason they're doing bankruptcy is not because they want the app to go away and everybody's going to lose their jobs and so forth. The reason they're doing it is to try to restructure the debt that they incurred after making a bad bet with giving their money to, the Three Arrows hedge fund. That's really where they're having some issues here. So if they can get that fixed up, hopefully by a judge approves it and all that type of stuff, you may get a good portion of your money back. But then from there, Voyager actually may still be an app for years to come. But, you know, after that process is done, then you might see a buyout coming in. I don't know if you're going to see a buyout happen beforehand. Over the past few days, they said they were looking at tons of options, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if anybody actually wanted to buy them. I think what you saw was, I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie Too Big to Fail, but in that movie, you know, a lot of banks in America are looking really, really bad. They're all afraid they're going to run out of liquidity and they're not going to have enough money, and people are going to make a run on the bank, basically. And so what happens is there's only a few players in town, think of Lehman Brothers, who want to invest in, who want to help out these banks and buy some of this debt so they can own a big portion of the bank, so when everything's better, they're making a whole bunch of money. Well, there's only so many buyers in the market, and FTX had an opportunity to, I think, buy Voyager or BlockFi, and they chose to go the BlockFi route, probably because they had more services, more packages. If you guys go over to the BlockFi website, you guys will see what I'm talking about there compared to the Voyager website. But I think that's in part what's going on. They had an opportunity to get bought out, but the better company to buy out was BlockFi, so that's what FTX ended up bought out. I think Voyager can get bought out, but I don't know if it's going to be with FTX or if it's going to be from some other player out there, like maybe some bank institution out there that's ready to buy it up. I'm not entirely sure if FTX is going to be the one to buy it at this point, because FTX still needs to make sure they have tons of cash on hand in case they want to buy Robinhood, or if they just want to keep their keep reserves in place in case the market really did drop to some crazy low number, like an $8,000, $10,000 level. But I would say 40% chance of buyout, but I think there's a strong chance that you're going to get some money back, but you're going to get it in Voyager coins. So as soon as you get those coins, I would probably say sell it as fast as possible. You can try to hold on to it, but the coin has been coming down quite a bit. Unless they have a way to bolster up the price of their coin, it's going to be very, very hard to keep it at a good rate while everybody's getting paid out and everybody's selling at once. And hey, Score Bagels, if Bitcoin goes to 23,000 on this run, where do you see Doge going on this run? I could see Doge probably going up to 7.5 to 8 cents. I'd be hoping for around 8 cents there. I'm hoping for Dogecoin to actually come up a little bit more than Bitcoin from like a percentage perspective, of course. But I would say about 8 cents. That's what I'm hoping for there. If Bitcoin only goes part way, maybe Dogecoin only goes to 7.5 cents. But Dogecoin has a good way of popping. Just it decides to drop after those pops, as we all know. And hey, General, unless Bitcoin gets above 22,500 and holds, we are still in a bearish continuation pattern. Definitely. It's going to be very, very hard to hold above that level. I don't know if we're going to hold above it. I think it's going to be more likely a wick where we have a fantastic day, and then the following day we start coming back down a little bit more. But I could be wrong, guys. I mean, in a bear market, you assume we're going to continue going down, and that's what I'm doing right now. I don't think this is a full-on reversal. As much as I would hope it is, I just don't see the global economy being in a very good spot right now where you could justify a full-on reversal. I think what's going on right now is what we talked about earlier, the NASDAQ, inflation, rate hikes, all of the kind of changes going on. The market is trying to price some of that stuff in, and you're seeing a little bit of a short-term boost because of it. But we'll see tomorrow. Again, as long as oil prices keep on going down, that could be very, very nice. We're close to a breakout on the NASDAQ. It could definitely happen, but we haven't broken out yet. We had an opportunity today, but we didn't break out just yet. We need to close above that trend line in order to keep things going. So we're looking for a big, strong day from the market. We're not looking for a few little, an unch day with maybe we're up like a couple 100 points in the Dow. No. We're looking for like a 500 to 800 point like booster every day up here right now, where the NASDAQ is just churning. And that's what's going to help us get Bitcoin back up here. Because just like yesterday, we're starting off with a pretty abysmal, start to the day. But then as the day kind of grinds on through the late night, early morning, all of a sudden we're having a reversal again, going up and up and up. Tomorrow, I don't want to see this slow chugging. Tomorrow, if the NASDAQ breaks out, I want to wake up to see Bitcoin up 1,000 points and go boom, right? That's the goal here. That's the goal. Whether we achieve it or not, it all depends on if how the NASDAQ does tomorrow, how the futures are doing. Right now, futures are pretty much unch. I know they're all red, but it's not like it's that bad. The NASDAQ is down $1.50. Wow. S&P down $3. Wow. Dow is down 22. it could be much, much worse, and it could be a lot better, but it's not bad. Peloton sweetens employee pay incentives as it fights to boost morale and stage a turnaround. Oh man, I'm never gonna buy a Peloton. But what do you call And hey, Monica, Amazon had a breakout confirmation today, and Apple got very close. Yes, we talked about that yesterday as far as Amazon, because Amazon was very, very weird. For those of you guys who don't know, Amazon broke out on every metric except for the daily chart, which is very, very confusing. But it broke out on the 15th, so I was more positive that it might have a positive day today. And Amazon did close up today, and it officially closed above that trend line. And then also Apple got very, very close. So yeah, guys, we're on the verge of some good stuff here. We are on the verge, but let's just hope we can keep it up. Let's just hope we can keep it up right now. And next week we have CPI data. That's going to be the big one. If it's better than expected, that could be a huge boost for morale for the market, and it might give us some really wonky volatility as far as Bitcoin is concerned. But it'll be volatility that at least will be fun to watch. And hey, Pepin, I find that Bitcoin follows the SPY. You feel that NASDAQ follows as close. I feel that Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ much closer than it follows the SPY going over the week-to-week charts. So go to any, I don't know, watch CNBC on the crypto talks, or watch Fox Business and they talk about crypto. They always compare it to the NASDAQ, always. And I think it's because they're thinking about it in terms of a tech company, like NVIDIA, AMD, whatever you want to call it. And it always seems like, to me, that the Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ just a little bit more. But in general, it is following the general market. So I think it does follow the SPY, it does follow the Dow, but I've just found it to be a little bit more accurate following the NASDAQ myself. But if you think it follows the SPY, as long as it's working for you, you're fine to keep it up. The general market has been flowing in the same direction for a while now between the traditional stock market and the crypto markets here. And hey, Tom, what do I think about the gold find in Uganda? I heard about it. I didn't even know it was in Uganda. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah. Regardless, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of wars going on in Central Africa for a while, or in that part of Africa in a little bit. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't know how it's actually going to be mined out there, but Africa has a whole bunch of raw resources, guys. They have a bunch. One of these days, Africa is just going to wake up and say, "Hey, Western world, we're not going to let you take our raw resources. We're going to develop them here and sell them abroad." And then whenever they can practically do that, because Western states are not just going to let them do that, of course. Whenever they're allowed to do that, then you're going to notice that Africa really starts to develop a little bit quicker than before. But I don't know how. As far as the gold, it's going to be very, very good for the industry out there, for the economy. Depending on what economy you're talking about. But I think it's good news. Who knows how much supply they're going to be able to get out of it, though, to really mess with the markets. No, sorry, here. And hey, Ken, we don't need you for president. We need you for Fed chair. I'd rather be Fed chair than president. I don't want to be president. People are crazy as president. Like, you have to. Presidents, in my opinion, it just seems like so much work. And, I don't particularly like the media too much because it seems like they always spin stuff for ratings and views. And so I feel like I would have a hard time keeping my composure dealing with people like that consistently. So as Federal Reserve Chair, at least I can only, I would only have to talk to the media every now and again. I would go to Congress every now and again. But the majority of the time, I'd just be in my office, getting my work done and trying to help out people as best I could and keep the financial institutions, set in their policies agendas. But President, no. Fed Chair, yeah, sure, why not? I'd love to do that. But I don't have the inside knowledge. Sorry, hold on one second. Get rid of a spammer. If you guys ever read these messages that say crypto profit mining on Telegram, whatever, they're always spam. If they say, "Oh my God, this person helped me out so much," it's always spam. Just so you guys know. See, 480 in Texas, 604 in Richmond, California. Yeah, you guys are paying some high gas prices. And hey, Ricky, retired from 35 years at Coca-Cola. Now crypto is my hobby. It's a nice hobby, I have to say. What's right here? And hey, D's, to be fair, gas is increasing as long as Russia-Ukraine conflict keeps going. Possibly. There's a way to get around that, but what I think is going to happen here is natural gas. That's what's going to be a crisis if things get worse. I think oil production can go up, and if we make another refinery, that can help us out. But and we can kind of take away some of that hegemony that I wouldn't say hegemony, but that huge market share of oil that Russia has. But I think what America's problem is, and more importantly, Europe's problem right now is they don't have enough natural gas. They don't. Natural gas is crucial to the Europeans, and right now it's fine. But if the war is still going on in winter, oh boy, I don't know. I don't know. Because people need energy. People need to pay for heat to for their housing and such like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how bad the price of natural gas gets if the Russia-Ukraine war, to your point, isn't over by this winter. Let's see it here. And hey, Pinto, have I seen the Dow 5-day? Looks like we're going to have a fall through day. It's happened in 4 days. We'll see. Yeah, I've been looking at the Dow and all the markets pretty recently here. It looks like we want to break out. But again, how far we break out, I'm not entirely sure. What I'm hoping for, this is the most bullish thing I can talk about here. And this is kind of like what's going to make it interesting. We can have a good week this week. We can kind of boom up a little bit. Bitcoin can go up and we're all happy, and so to speak. But what happens when we have CPI data coming out next week? Well, I mean, what happens? If it's okay, people are probably happy. If it's better than okay, we're really, really happy. We're chugging along. But if it's worse, we could crash right off the bat. What if we have the news that we have a recession? There's so much news that comes out over the next 2 weeks. It's going to make Bitcoin very, very volatile. So for those people that aren't experienced about trading, it's going to be very, very hard for them to make a consistent profit. If the Bitcoin technicals are saying breakout buy, but all of a sudden the NASDAQ is crashing because of some bad news coming out of the economy, that's why I'm trying to be careful about telling you guys how to trade this properly here, which basically means you guys have to have those stop losses. But yes, the stock market looks pretty good, but until the NASDAQ breaks out, we haven't broken out. We're still testing that resistance. I want to break through it tomorrow, plow through it, and be very, very happy at it. Right now, what do we just say? The futures are down just a little bit here. Not by a lot, not bad. We're hoping that they can move up a little bit more over the next few days, and that'd be very, very optimistic. And pretty soon as well, let's see. I won't look over it. We will have some earnings coming out later this month, which will be interesting to watch. And hey, Monica, I'm glad you made some good money. I'm glad you made some really good money off of those BGB coins. I was very happy with it as well. And hey, Caleb, please do a 24-hour 88 stream. I'm bullish on 88 for life. What do you call it? Okay. I guys, like here, I have a whole list of streams. I don't know exactly which order I want to do them, so let me put my mic up here a little bit more. Whiteboard. I've showed you guys this once or twice. Spicy. Bloopity bloop mind map. There we go. So, can I zoom in here a little bit? So there's a whole list. So like the first block, I want to have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, ADA, XRP, Dogecoin. Maybe I'll take off the Bitcoin 1 day versus 4 hour. Maybe I'll just have one stream that's a 1 day, one stream that's just a Bitcoin 4 hour. And then from there, I don't even know. Maybe I'll just have one that's a 4 hour, not a daily chart. Do we really need a Bitcoin daily chart? I don't know. But you guys get my point. So Matic, ADA, XRP, Dogecoin, Lunacy. I already have this one up. I already have Bitcoin, Doge. These are the ones I want to add up later on. Then after that, block 2, Sheeb, Mana, Dogelon. These are going to be ones that have 4 hour and 15 minutes, but on the same exact same chart. So it's not going to be two different coins. It's going to be one coin with two charts. ApeCoin, Sand, AXS, Sushi, Theta. Then block 3 is going to be a trending coin number 1, trending coin number 2. These will change very frequently. Then we're going to have Crow, Web3, ICP, XMR, Ethereum Classic. I might actually add Ethereum Classic over to this block over here if I'm taking off the Bitcoin one. AVAX and VeChain, Lincoln, Dot, XLM, and Tron. So, that's a lot. But again, each one of these streams cost me $50 a month. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's like 24 times 50. That's like $1,200 a month out of my pocket, and that's why I'm doing it very, very slowly. So if you guys ever want to support the channel, every now and again, just click the link on one of those videos, and I'd appreciate it a lot. But for now, I just have the 2 streams running up, and then my stream that I'm doing with you guys. Down the road, that's where things get picked up a little bit more. Because my goal here is to get all of this set up for you guys, so whenever the market picks back up, no matter how long that takes, you guys will have an opportunity to kind of check out some basic technicals here, some resistance levels, some pivot levels, etc. So you guys can make some good money when things start churning more and more. That way you guys aren't being surprised you guys aren't surprised by a sudden big boom or big drop when we hit this, good bull market territory, probably in a couple months or so. Or, excuse me, like a year or so. Let's see. And hey, Marcus, hope you're doing well, my man. As far as Dogecoin, we talked about this a few minutes ago. What did I say? About 8 cents or so. That's what I'd be hoping for as far as Dogecoin is considered. It might go up a little bit higher, but my concern is that Bitcoin will only go up towards $22,000, $23,000, and then we're going to have a huge reversal, and that reversal may be really fast and painful. So just be careful with that. Be careful with Dogecoin as well as other coins. But Dogecoin has had some really good news over the last few days here, as far as Elon Musk supporting it more and more and more, and the fact that his company, the Boring Company, is accepting Dogecoin now as payment, or it will be soon. Hey, and Pepin, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. I enjoy when you guys have a good experience here, especially when I'm ranting for so long about different topics. Um, let's see. And hey, Pepin, as far as the NASDAQ and the SPY, going back to the other question, um, you have seen the NASDAQ and Bitcoin decouple a little bit over the past few months here, as how much they track with each other, going up and down, so to speak. So you have seen it decouple a little bit more. Maybe I should take a look at the SPY and see if the SPY is starting to lead Bitcoin a little bit more, or if they're getting more inclined here. As far as SPY, though, we do watch it every now and again with Bitcoin, especially when we're looking at rate hikes. That was something we looked at a while ago. I mostly look at the NASDAQ, but I think I'll give her an extra eye open. I'll take some time out of my day to check out the SPY versus Bitcoin over the next few days, and I'll look up to see if there's any articles about it that I can actually read to get a little bit more information on the subject. Because if you're saying that it's a little bit more closely, I'll be happy to take a quick peek at it though when the market's open, of course. And hey, Michael, no one realizes that there's always a ton of wars going on this planet, just some get focused more on than others. Oh yeah, of course. Remember, guys, if you guys are in America, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have good water. We just forgot that they wanted clean water, right? The media is basically a spotlight, and it's a very narrow one at that. They used to be a lot brighter because we used to have what's called local news, local newspapers. But as those dried up due to lack of funding, not enough money, so to speak, all of those newspapers got bought up by corporations, and those corporations don't really care about the local news. They care about making money. And the media cares about making money, right? Remember, guys, Europeans, I'm not going to get too racial here, but, the white people over there, the white people being attacked by the white people, that's big news. If it was an African war or the war in Yemen and Saudi Arabia, it's not going to be covered as much, guys. It's just not. That's just the way our world works. It's unfortunate, but yeah. But people don't know about many of the other wars going on, and until it affects us, why would they? Again, our media attention is very, very narrow, and it's for a reason. You don't want to see a whole bunch of panic and stuff like that, a whole bunch of like, oh my God, this is the world we live in type of talk. It's just the weird world. It's just the way the world works. And that's why, yeah, it's just the way the world works. You guys will understand it more as you guys get into talk about the economy and stuff like that, because you guys will remember this. One of the reasons that we got out of Afghanistan, partly, is because it was costing us so much money to be over there, and people were fed up about it, saying, "Hey, if we're not going to be spending the trillions of dollars over in Afghanistan, maybe we can spend trillions of dollars here at home, helping homeless vets, helping those with mental illness on the streets of the big cities. If you guys live in Seattle or any big city, Portland, whatever, you know what I'm talking about there. That money could have gone to those programs, and our balance sheet would still be okay, right? Because we're not spending all that money on war. But all of a sudden, another war came up, and all the money that we were supposed to have in good faith going out to all these programs, in theory, now it's all being sent over to Ukraine, and now we're just in the same position as before. The world is so messed up, guys. The sooner you can accept it, the better you're going to be off. Just accept it. The world's messed up. But just because the world is messed up doesn't mean you can't have an awesome life. Hence, I'm moving to Nicaragua next year. I'm going to have my own place with a waterfront view, a live-in house cleaner that makes all my meals and stuff. Loki's going to have a family. Loki's going to have a family before I have a family. Right? And so, all these different things going on right now, all these different things. But it doesn't mean you guys can't, you guys can still make money in the market. You can still have a good life. It's just, just a little ignorance is what we got. And we're going to continue to have that ignorance in the future. What's right here? Hey, Pepin, but natural gas is abundant here. Apparently, look here. Let me go over here to. Is it on the watch list here, or did I have to add it? Okay, there we go. This was. Can I do this properly? We're in this nasty uptrend right now. If I can pull this up right here. We're in this nasty uptrend where every time we come into contact, we bounce off it pretty hard. You got to be careful with natural gas right now. You got to be very, very careful with natural gas. It is most likely to keep on creeping up here. We're in the summer months right now, so we don't need to really heat our homes too much. But as winter creeps up, it is going to get a little bit worse here. Excuse me. Where was winter last year? December around here? No, it wasn't too bad. Oh, what natural gas is? Oh, sorry, I heard a whole bunch of sirens outside. But we're still in this nasty uptrend here. If you want to get more optimistic about natural gas prices coming down quite a bit over the years, obviously over the months, you want to see this pattern breakout happen. But we just had a golden cross right here, and we haven't. Oh, I don't even know the last time we had a golden cross. There's a better natural gas chart out here. I know there is. No, I'll find one, but that's a better one. But it is going to be a pain going forward here. Let's see. Ooh, there we go. Okay. And hey, Marcus, good entry point for Bitcoin. It would be the breakout. It would be the breakout here. It would be this breakout right there. You're going to buy with maybe a 3% stop loss, and then from there just wait and wait and wait. And if the stop loss hits, don't worry about it. Take the 3% loss, move on, because that means it would be a fake out. You're hoping that it can break out and not tumble all the way back down before ultimately making you move back up here. But I think you're going to be hoping for a breakout on Bitcoin and a breakout on the NASDAQ if you're looking to buy in right now or over the next few days. Bitcoin? Okay, Pepin, I'll take a look at it tomorrow when I have a chance here. I'll be interested. I got a pretty busy day with taking my sister to see the Minions movie with her friends. Today she went to her friend's lake house and they rode on a boat. No, that was last week. Today they went swimming at some type of big park and there was like a whirlpool in the park, which is kind of cool. Like apparently like a really deep whirlpool. Sounds scary to me, but heck, maybe I'm just turning old. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll definitely take a look at it. And hey, Discount Killer, is Matic on an ascending triangle on the 4-hour chart? Scoobity doobity doo. This might be. This is probably meant for the daily chart. So let me just rearrange this for you guys very fast. We did break out, but it was a false breakdown because of Bitcoin, I'm assuming. So yes, you are correct. You'd want to see it break out above this resistance level up here around 63.5 cents if you wanted to buy in. What I would say over the next few days is I don't think we're probably going to break that. If we do, awesome, buy it. It'll be strong. But as soon as we break out above it, I'd probably have a stop loss at like 60 cents just to be really safe about this. But the last time we talked about Matic, we talked about opening shorts as we approached the 63-cent level, and it was actually a really good shorting opportunity here if you guys took advantage of it. And it, I don't know, let me see. If you guys did a short-term trade, you guys could have walked away with 10% profit off of Matic. That is fantastic profit. 10% with or without leverage is great. With leverage, it could be like 100% profit. But if you would have held it a little bit longer here, I mean, you could have walked away with 33% profit or 330% profit with 10x leverage. It worked out pretty well. I think, this isn't ascending triangle. This is a bearish pattern now. So what I'd prefer to do here is, I think if Bitcoin does manage to break out, you may see Matic come back up here towards maybe 57, 58, maybe in as far as 60 cents, maybe as high as 63, but maybe. When we do break down below this pattern here, this is a 4-hour chart, of course, so it may happen over the next few days here. If Matic does break down, I'm going to short this thing silly, right? So this is going to be something that I really want to short, something similar to what we looked at over here. Breakdown, lovely short opportunity, right? Breakdown, lovely shorting opportunity there. Somewhat similar, except for, I'm not going to be expecting the same gains from here to here. I may be expecting this to come back down to maybe 35 or so. Maybe if we start going on to maybe a more aggressive crash where we go down to $16,000 or so for Bitcoin, maybe Matic goes down to $27 or so, to me 27 cents, something like that. But yes, a bearish ascending triangle. A bearish ascending triangle. Yes, you are correct. Nice call. But yeah, I want to short that sucker on the way down. Right now, Bitcoin's facing a little bit of rejection off of that trend line. Not terrible, because we're just waiting for the stock market to open up tomorrow, guys. Oh, now the futures are green. Now we're green, okay? The whole stream, it's been red. Now we're green a little bit. And the Fibonacci circle still holds. I think once we break down below this, guys, yuck. That's where things get a little bit worse, but probably on a weekly chart. So we may know pretty soon about how that all that pans out. Let's see. And hey, Corinda, do you know Tonic? Do you know Tonic is going down? I do not know Tonic is going down. I don't know much about it. I don't know what's going on with Tonic personally. And hey, Plutian Callus, do you really think the stock market traders would try to push it over 21K to put more shorts? I'm not sure it could work out this time. I think it's possible, but going back to what we talked about yesterday, it's just going to be very, very hard, I guess is what I would refer to that one as. Answer that is, it's just going to be very, very hard. It's definitely possible, but I think if there's any big movement, it would only be for a few days. It would only be, for the stock market, it might only be 2 days. Crypto might be like 3 to 4 days as we kind of approach the weekend because, 24/7 crypto. Yahoo. But as far as the stock market's concerned, we are seeing numerous amounts of stocks out there breaking out right now. And that's the interesting thing that I didn't think was going to happen. I assumed that because so many different stocks out there were heading for resistance levels, like an Amazon and things of that nature, Apple, since they were going to be heading for those resistance levels, I didn't actually think they would break out. I thought those would, eventually bounce off of resistance and come back down. Well, it's not all of them, but some of them are now breaking out, and that's where some of the more optimistic tones of my voice are, or if you can consider them optimistic, that's where my optimism is coming from for the opportunity to break out here. And I don't think, I'm not saying that Bitcoin's going to be going up to, like 25,000, something like that. I think we're going to run into this 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, whether that's sometime over the next 2-3 days. And I think that may be a big level that we get rejected down from. But I still think there's an opportunity here for a short-term trade. Again, with a stop loss to protect yourself. But yeah, there's a reason I'm optimistic, but it has much more to do about what the stock market's doing right now, of course. And how the CPI data may be read out later on next week. I think it's like next Wednesday or something like that. You guys can't see this, but next Wednesday is the 13th. That's when the information is coming out. No, it's right here. Yeah, I remember looking up the local news on the internet easily long ago, but half the time I can't find recent local stuff unless it's on live reports nowadays. Yeah, hey Zachary, that's often the case, my man. Okay, everybody, it's been a good 2-hour stream. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If for whatever reason Bitcoin gets rejected hard or Bitcoin breaks out, whatever happens in really fast motion, I might hop on a little bit earlier tomorrow to kind of talk with you what's going on and just have a nice casual chat. I'm going to be pretty busy throughout the day, so it might only be like a half an hour stream or something like that because I do have to take my sister out. I do have to take my mom out to do some errands. So I will be busy, of course, but hope to see you guys at least tomorrow afternoon at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. And guys, no matter what happens over the next few days here, don't get too excited if we do break out. Just treat it as a way to make a little bit of money here and have that stop loss